and go live. And now it says going live. And now we're live.
So are we going to be watching the sex tape between...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the show.
We got that. You can see the cue that we have scheduled.
Did you know that Shakespeare invented the letter Q?
Okay, but the word Q is different from the letter Q.
Q isn't a word.
Did you know that Shakespeare was gay?
Did you know Shakespeare wrote
First of all,
Homestuck?
yes it is.
Oh.
It's spelled Q-U-E,
That explains a lot.
and it means a lot. Yes, it does.
It's not a word.
What do you mean it's not a word?
It's not a word.
The word Q?
What are you talking about? Yeah, it's not a word.
Please.
Amy failed high school.
This is why you're not on the podcast.
This is why we hate you.
Yes! Leave. I was thinking actually, Bronze, I might as well just pitch this to you now. Episode 24 is coming up.
Yes.
And as per my math, that'll coincide with around my birthday. So what if, for episode 24, we did a 24-hour show?
I would hate that.
Okay. We're not doing it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Degeneracy Live, episode 20. Here we got Bronze and Siri. That's your name.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, nice. Good job, Drake.
Yeah.
Want to wish everybody a happy Carbon Monoxide Safety Around Pets Awareness Day.
Yeah. And a special happy birthday to Flo Ida.
I wouldn't.
And Bobby Lee.
I thought they were annoying as hell on Progressive in the Progressive commercials. But back to the stream idea. The idea there.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a cool thing.
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure what we would do.
We could like play games. We could.
I mean, sure.
Watch porn.
But this
Watch porn.
we could for an entire day.
We could.
Gooning. That's it. That's
I
just
mean,
gooning.
what else were you gonna do?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that like fits the format really.
Welcome to the stream, Pandy.
Hey, Pandy, what's up?
But anyways,
Anyways, we have a great show. We have a lot of important, probably the most important topics in politics occurring right now.
we might
Well,
have.
Personally.
We might.
I think
Someone messaged me already asking about this, so I might as well address it before it becomes a subject of a Moneybag 73 video on the Mandela effect. So, the original topic of discussion for this episode was going to be this chick that's all like, you know, North Korea's based actually, and communism is cool, and also Taiwan's not a country. But she of course flaked on us when her job called her in, and she'll be on Thursday. So be sure to tune in Thursday.
I'm glad
so
we.
communist now.
I'm glad we delayed the inevitable of the Drake Drags Twitter communist debate hour becoming a regular thing.
I'm glad we avoided Drake Drags on masturbating on stream.
Oh well, who's to say that? Ooh, we got 5 viewers this time. See, we got a healthy stream going. You said
Yeah.
the show wouldn't go anywhere?
That's what.
Did you?
It's an eye-catching title.
Obama had a gay tryst. Well, that's what we're about to dissect tonight.
Just so you know,
As
just so you
Tucker
know.
put it, assess the situation for yourself.
And just so you know, this shit is not. This is not no rated PG shit. This shit rated motherfucking porn. Let's get it.
Rated motherfucking... Ah! That's what it's rated.
Rated porn.
You're just cursed to never interview with
That
Mikey.
just that sound.
All right. Let's go over to the classic view. Crack Miser
go.
Gaming, you are late. And I'm glad that you acknowledged that. This grave injustice.
Yeah, you gotta do better next time.
Crack Miser Gaming, do you?
He's still campaigning to be on the show, right?
I haven't heard in a while, but I would
think
not be surprised.
On episode 100 or episode 50, I say 50. That's sooner. I say we should have him on for episode
1,000.
50. Episode 1000.
Yeah. And let's make sure that he is the only person talking.
The whole time. If we get to episode 1000, I will get a tattoo of Brian Griffin doing a fat line of cocaine.
Get a tattoo of Brian Griffin on Degeneracy Live.
Yes.
We should get him on the show.
He says, episode 50, come on, let's make a deal. All right, Monty Hall, listen.
Howard Mandel.
Howard Mandel.
I'm
Other
honestly
game show
all for.
hosts?
I'm all for me and him both being on episode 50 and we have a cock measuring competition.
You have a what competition?
Cock measuring competition.
A cock bridger?
Cock measuring.
A cock measuring. So you were saying that
Yes.
very obtusely,
It's because I'm laughing.
idiot. Anyways,
Because I'm funny, something you'll never understand.
anyways, you ready for the Tucker jump scare? 3, 2, boom. He's on screen.
Oh god. It's that like weird fold on his right side.
Oh, that is weird.
He's not on
Look
screen
at
on
the,
the
look at the
stream.
twinkle in his eyes.
Looks like he's wearing like a helmet mask of his own face.
Drake, bad news. He's not on screen.
He literally is.
It's just a black box.
It'll update.
There we go.
You fucking
There we
idiot.
go, yeah.
Holy,
Hey.
the speed of light is a thing? What?
All right, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch.
Anyways, so what we're about to watch today is a couple days ago. It might even been a week ago or so. Tucker Carlson launched a series called Tucker on X, where he interviews very, very notable, very interesting people. So I believe on the first episode he got Donald Trump. He talked with him,
Yeah.
and then on this episode he got this random old man. So
This fucking dude. Should we introduce this fucking dude before we start?
Yes.
his name is So this random old man, Larry Sinclair,
Larry Sinclair.
he's
He's been on a campaign ever since Barack Obama was originally elected in order to say various things about him. Like well, I feel like we should take his word at it. So here is the title of the book that he wrote and published in January of 2009, titled Barack Obama and Larry Sinclair, cocaine, sex, lies, and murder, ?
I'm trying to pull up this cover.
Yeah, it's a good cover. It really emphasizes murder ?
There was murders during the Obama administration. We cannot confirm.
Yeah.
I
Or
like this cover a
disprove.
lot. I like
Yeah.
the way it looks.
I don't know why that's the thing that he emphasizes in the book, because apparently he's been campaigning a lot about the sex part.
And murder.
Well, I think he's just entitled. I had sex with Barack Obama, all right, and you don't see me parading around about it. You don't see me selling a book.
bragging about
Yeah.
it.
You don't see me trying to sell people a book
Like,
about how.
you think it's
I
like
fuck
an
Barack Obama.
achievement?
Anyways, so he's been
Anyone
adamant
would.
to prove and have his story heard that he, in fact, had sex with the 44th president of the United States, Barack Obama, in 1999. Crack
Uh-oh.
Miser Gaming adequately stated that it sounds like a Turkey Tom thumbnail,
Yes.
except there's no creeps, losers, and pedos. But
Wait, I wanna... Actually,
Maybe
I
that is
wanna...
all of his thumbnails.
I just read the Amazon description for this book.
yeah,
I feel like you should too. Barack Obama and his campaign never wanted you to know about him before the 2008 presidential election. This book details the true story of how Barack Obama used thug tactics to prevent Obama's gay relationships from becoming headline news.
so is it
How
just...
the choir...
Is it
the
just
choir
me,
director
or
of
is it also for
TUCC's
you
oh.
$956 for a hardcover copy?
Oh yeah, that's used.
Greg, you should buy that.
All right.
I can imagine now the value has gone up, but anyways, how the choir director of TUCC's Obama's Church for 20 years, who was also Barack Obama's gay lover, was murdered on December 23rd, 2007, to keep the media from believing the claims made by Larry
That
Sinclair.
doesn't sound like you're posing much of a question there. It just states that you're confidently stating that he was gang stalked and hunted down by the Illuminati.
Well, I mean, if we have any questions about what he's saying, then I guess we need to fork over $1,000 to get this book.
Amy is saying that their chats are not coming through. You're not hidden from the... Good. Well, alright.
Yeah, they're coming through on my end.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
Alright, so
baby. I hope you
think
get
Amy's
better.
just lying, it sounds like. As usual.
Yeah.
Amy is trying to have sex with Crackmiser Gaming.
We're witnessing it in real time. Real life cuckolding
I-
before my eyes. Anyways, are we ready to spin this shit?
Yeah. This is what it's all been leading up to.
In retrospect, it's pretty amazing that Barack Obama got as far as he did. In 2004, the summer of 2004, Barack Obama gave a keynote address at the Democratic Convention in Boston. And when he walked to the podium, probably only a small percentage of people in the room knew how to pronounce his name.
Probably. Probably.
Pretty easy name to say.
Is it difficult? Obama?
Obama?
How else do you pronounce that?
Same idea.
He was totally unheard of. No one knew Barack Obama. At the time, he was a state senator in Illinois.
Well, then no.
Yeah, that's how politicians work. Yeah.
First of all, he was a senator in Illinois. So it wasn't that nobody knew.
Yeah. I mean, it's surprising that Tucker Carlson got as far as he got, because like no one knew him, because he was like
4 years before the start of his career, no one knew who he was.
Yeah, because like he was a host on CNN. No one knows who that is.
Wait, Tucker Carlson
4
was
years
on
later,
CNN?
he once again spoke to the
they were
Democratic
more
Convention,
moderate
but
back in the
this
day.
time as the nominee. Meteoric doesn't begin to describe it. How did this happen? Well, the outlines are fairly well known, though rarely talked about. A small group of Democratic donors, mostly in Chicago, decided that Barack Obama was their guy. He was the vessel for their ambitions.
Okay.
They paid for his campaign. They paved the way for his ride.
That's not out of the ordinary. That's pretty standard for politics.
That's a great pause frame. First of all.
First of all, yes.
Second of all,
good with
I'm glad that Tucker Carlson is a fellow comrade who believes that politicians should be paid.
I'm glad that he also is
yeah.
encouraging transparency in politics and sources of funding for... oh my God.
I think Tucker Carlson
Spent 2
should
years
be more
pointlessly in the
transparent. I think
United
he should
States
his
Senate
penis.
preparing to run for president.
Okay, so like he was a senator. He says that again.
In 2008, and of course, in the end, he won. But the question was, who was this man? Where did he come from? What did he spend his life doing?
Kenya, obviously.
Well, I feel like that's not
They
a
come from
question
Hawaii.
everyone was asking. That's a question that a small majority of white people were asking because they don't follow politics, or black people.
That was a question Trump was certainly asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Trump's black.
Well, we know that.
Before he became president of the United States. Well, the news media, whose job it is to answer those questions, spent the entire 08 campaign trying to keep you from knowing the answers.
Weren't you at the biggest news station in the country reporting the news? What?
Before he got fired for lying?
Before he got fired because fucking Fox News had to pay out like an $800 million settlement to Dominion, and then you got fired for that? You mean that didn't you work for that news station? Which is the largest one in the country. You hear all about like how the mainstream media and the leftist media. The largest news channel is Fox News, and you got stuff like One America News, Newsmax, the New York Post. Like, it's such a false dichotomy.
But that's what the man wants you to think.
Yeah. Actually, Fox News was being controlled by the leftists when Tucker Carlson got fired.
Yes, of course. Patriots are no longer in control.
That's why he goes to the even more conservative platform, Twitter.
X.
It's X.
Tucker on
Don't
X.
dead name it, dude.
X-
That is a sign. He does call it X.
Honestly, that should be like the great filter for subtly
Yeah.
determining if someone's right wing or not. If they call Twitter X.
Yeah. Drake, what do
Election
you
day,
call
most
her?
Americans knew only one thing about Barack Obama, other than he was handsome and
He
a
was
good
gay.
communicator.
Gay! Did you hear him? You just called him handsome. Sounds like someone's the
Oh.
gay one.
Someone's jealous.
Someone's just jealous.
Hope and change. But they knew nothing about him, his origins, what he believed, and
What?
legitimate
Origins?
questions about
His origin
those facts
story?
were turned.
Yeah, he was born
Fell
in
into
Hawaii
a,
in 1961.
you fell into a vat of acid and became Barack Obama.
away, as they often are,
As they
with the
often
claim,
are.
"That's a conspiracy theory. You're."
Okay, so he's
Okay.
labeling it very censoriously, but the claims that he's talking about are people saying that he was born in Kenya and that he would not offer up his birth certificate when he did offer up his birth certificate to prove he was born in Hawaii in 1961. He was an American citizen.
That's not good enough.
No, ironically, that part got buried and covered up by the mainstream media, like Fox News.
Yeah.
Crazy, shut up! One of the most interesting
dude,
moments
don't say
in
that.
the 2008 campaign occurred when a man, like Obama himself, came from out of nowhere to recount his experiences with Barack Obama, the man.
Yeah, it's suspicious, actually, how he just...
Huh.
His name was Larry Sinclair, and he told an amazing story. He
Amazing
said that
story.
in
I
1999,
listened to it very, very much in detail. About
I read
all
it
the, all
before
the
bed
dick
every
he
night.
sucked.
he had encountered Barack Obama in Illinois, had sex with Barack Obama, and then used cocaine with him.
All right. Let's imagine that this is true. We could probably point to half of the presidents having a shady kind of backstory to them, or even
Yeah.
during their presidency doing something akin to this. Because Trump never banged a bunch of people or did cocaine or anything.
Richard Nixon.
Fucked around with a bunch of rich people, or Richard Nixon, or Bill Clinton, or fucking. What makes this exceptional?
He's black.
Yes,
And he's gay. He's gay in it.
he's gay.
Yeah.
I thought we moved past the stage of journalism of trying to determine if someone's gay or straight, like the National Enquirer.
I thought we'd move past trying to make weird stories about Obama.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
it's always
By the way,
just funny
this
to be
is
making fun
not
of
an old video from 2014 or something. This is uploaded a week ago.
Yeah.
Why do we?
I think everyone could tell.
Why do we care?
Tucker Carlson unearthed this man and his gay Obama story.
24
Twitter
years
news
after he
show.
alleges it happened. For
Yeah.
what? Because he needs guests on his show. I just found $1 in my pocket.
Oh.
I think we should have that dollar as a guest.
But he's so desperate to have guests on the show that he's getting this random man who is far beyond any sort of relevancy at all to allege that Obama was gay.
Obama was gay, and a choir teacher that he had was murdered to hide the fact that he was gay.
Yeah, someone that was very tenuously had a relationship with Obama.
Yeah.
My God.
Sinclair went on to make these claims publicly at the National Press Club in Washington, to sign a sworn affidavit, and to take a lie detector test.
Oh well, that's the most damning of them all. That he took a lie detector test. Because there's no pseudoscience or fraud about any of those.
He was dismissed. In fact, he was attacked.
You
Obama
attacked
shills like Ben Smith of Politico batted the claims out without refuting them. They're absurd.
without refuting them. Batted the claims without refuting them. How do you do that?
You didn't have sex with Obama that night. I did.
That's impossible. I actually have a detailed catalog of all the times I've had sex with Obama, and there's a contradiction.
Obama signed. He did a lie detector test too, and he said he never had sex with you, and it came back that he was telling the truth.
The lie detector determined you were telling the truth, and then like the Maury music starts playing, and it starts fucking backflipping, and confetti comes down from the ceiling. Steve Harvey hands him a check for like $20,000.
Obama's like throwing like bricks at his kids. Oh, I thought you were Michelle's kids.
Absurd. And the rest of the media followed suit. But the claims weren't absurd. We're not.
It's not absurd at all to say that Obama secretly had a life of doing cocaine and sucking dick before.
Yeah.
What?
Claiming they're true, but they were certainly credible. This was a first-hand account of Barack Obama's behavior by some.
Okay, but objection. Nuh-uh.
No.
This is a first-hand account. Can I just like I might make my own book that says like Tucker Carlson and Pauline Maloney, and it'd be like AIDS, weed, taxi drivers, and murder?
Prostitution.
Question mark?
Question mark.
War crimes.
That
Sign
book's
a
coming
sworn
out.
affidavit to that effect.
That's interesting because like there were also very like there's first-hand accounts of people accusing Tucker Carlson of like sexual assault and sexual harassment in the workplace and such.
Yeah, but were any of those against men?
What?
As long as he's not gay, it's all right.
Oh, okay. You've made me understand now.
Let's see.
So the question is, whatever happened to Larry Sinclair?
Whatever.
What's his life been like since?
Milkman,
That's an
the
interesting
paper
story.
boy,
It turns out
even
Larry Sinclair is
TV.
still alive. He lives in Mexico. But today, he's in our studio, and we're happy to have him. Larry Sinclair, thank you so much.
You
Thank you.
put an illegal immigrant across the border into your studio?
Today he is in my house. I don't know how he got here.
He's holding me at gunpoint.
Thank you for inviting me.
Where
He
did
looks
you
like
meet?
an old professor I had.
That is exactly how I imagined he'd sound like.
Thank you for inviting me.
He looks exactly like an old professor I had at college. He taught like documentary and production.
Barack Obama.
It was by accident. I was
By
in the
accident.
Chicago area in '99 for Lee Duke's graduation from the Naval Academy.
Who's Lee Duke?
He's basically my godson.
Okay.
I had hired a limousine
I'm
service.
sorry to interrupt.
Why? He's such a great like interviewer that he keeps interrupting the guest when they're about to spill their story.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when does this get gay?
Did you live in Chicago then?
No,
Well, it's about to.
no, I was actually living in Colorado. I had flown in the night before.
Okay.
So, had hired a limousine service, had made the driver aware that if Lee couldn't leave the base, because once they graduate, some of them actually get their assignments and they're shipping out.
Okay.
And they can't leave the base, that I was still interested in going out. And
All right. So he flies into Chicago from Colorado because he's going to see someone graduate. And I believe what he's
Stumbles
about
into a naked Barack Obama.
accidentally happens to the best of us.
and had asked the driver if he knew anybody that was available. That might
Literally, yes. Okay, so he asked the limo driver if he knew any like sluts in the area that he could use. That's what he's alleging here.
So this is prostitution.
So he's a prostitute.
So let me get this straight. Before Obama was a senator, even he was a prostitute in Chicago. All right. Let's keep
Yeah.
going.
That sounds like a rags to riches story. That's the American
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think that what Obama was doing was good. This was his rags era, and now he's in his riches.
He's in his bitches era.
He's in his
wanna show
bitches
me,
area.
Chicago. And he said he did. So
Well, who was the driver?
his name was Jameer Multani. It was with 5-star limo.
So you're just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to.
You're just some
Yeah.
fucking dude.
That's
what you're really saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was in town for a few nights, but yeah, I was definitely looking to party.
So he was okay, and there's
Okay.
a very very interesting set of circumstances here, where like the limo driver just directs him directly to Barack Obama. Like there wasn't like
I feel like
They didn't,
I feel like
like-
this is having the opposite effect. I think I respect Obama more after I'm hearing the story.
yeah, because like the way it's a very convenient set of circumstances. Like it's not like they walked around like a corner and both bumped into one another with like important work documents or something. The limo driver told him. Someone in the chat points out, they're like, oh yeah, he happened to remember the name of the limo driver from 24 years ago.
A lot of detail in the story.
And
Did you make that clear to the driver?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there was no misunderstanding.
How direct were you about that?
I wanna fuck!
Want to have
wanna have
sex
sex with
with
Barack
Barack Obama.
Future president of the United States.
40, future
Extremely.
44 president.
Extremely.
Extremely.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no doubt.
Tucker's just thinking in his head like, this fucking faggot.
Yeah,
What I
I
was
was gonna
wondering.
say this
You're
is the
thinking
only
this,
time
man,
he
I'm
would let.
so jealous right now.
This is the only time he would let a gay person this close to him.
Yeah, like near him. Anywhere near
He's
him.
got like a rifle like slung behind him. We just can't see it. It's like
He's
shoved
got
up his ass.
he's got a red dot on him, like off screen. Just in case he attacks.
Okay.
And he picked me up at my hotel in Gurney and drove into Chicago, pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. It was literally that casual.
Whoa.
That
It was literally that was it.
Damn.
I got in a limo and they drove me directly to Barack Obama.
Some dude.
If he was this infamous in the Chicago area, do you not think that there would be more than one crazy person? Oh, they must have
Yeah.
all gotten killed off.
Yeah,
One-
that's where the murder part comes
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, of course. One dude who conveniently made a book as soon as it became opportune to.
Literally published it like basically days before he became president. Like January 2009. We don't know the exact date, but that's the exact month in which he was.
January
inaugurated.
1st.
January
Literally
1st.
the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had you ever heard of him?
no.
Did the driver know him?
Yep.
No.
The driver definitely knew him because the driver said that he was a friend.
Interesting. How would the driver be friends with Barack Obama?
I only found out later dealing with.
How do you make friends?
Please, could you offer insight?
How is the driver friends with the Barack
He
Obama?
posted up to the
Fucking
bar. Barack Obama was outside of it, and he said, "Now, let me be queer." That's a joke from the chat. It's not.
Yeah.
Reporter from Bloomberg News that apparently
A reporter
the
from Bloomberg
limousine
News,
company
another
had
radical
been
left
doing
news
business
source.
with Tony Resco
Oh.
that at the time was somehow affiliated.
Why does he
Was it-
have like wrist things on both of his wrists?
Listen, he had a troubled past.
Handcuffs.
I'm trying to pull them up here.
Oh.
that at the time
There they are. Like he's got them on
Also-
both of his arms. Are they like handcuffs?
Like when you're in this guy's line of work, if you're like hanging out with Obama all the time, you know, you get up to some
So
stuff.
you're saying that the wrist guards are from jerking people off too frequently? That he's given himself carpal tunnel.
Well, I didn't want to just go out and say it.
was
Also, shout out to
somehow
RC Cola in the chat.
affiliated
Was
with
in
Barack
Obama's
Obama.
orbit.
Yeah.
Yes. Interesting. So he
Interesting.
knew Barack Obama, and in
Obama's
his view,
gay
Barack
cabal.
Obama liked the same kind of party.
He also said that he wanted to show me a secret dungeon where he tortures children and drinks their blood.
We're all his people who
Yeah.
are going to fund his
Okay.
campaign.
So sex and drugs and upwards.
And rock and roll.
The sex part I wasn't so sure about until, of
mangoes.
course, you make your move, but it became obvious very quick.
He's very lackadaisical about the sex element of it.
Yeah. When do we get
the
to the
coke
murder
part-
question mark?
I
Oh, I'm sure it's coming.
thought was interesting
what?
because of the way that I had brought it up.
So I'm stepping on your story. So you pull up, and I'm
Yes.
okay, so you pull up to this bar. The driver is basically scouting some dude for you to hang out with.
Correct.
There's this guy, Barack Obama. Have you ever heard of
Hang
Barack
out
Obama?
with.
Never.
You already asked that. You desperate to fill the fucking show with this non-story that you have to ask the same damn question 3-4 times?
I like the word.
He's seeing if his fan fiction will change at all.
I like the
It's an
wording
improv.
that they're using. It's like a historical gay figure wording. Like, oh, they were friends.
They were hanging out.
Hung out.
Very bowdlerized way of putting it, yeah.
Never. We're having drinks. I mentioned the fact that I could use something to wake up. I was extremely exhausted.
So you went into the bar.
Yes, sir.
What kind of bar
Oh
was
my
it?
god, dude.
I'm trying to remember.
What kind of bar was it? I'm sorry. Like,
A gay kind.
these...
Like, what do they serve in one of those places?
Trying to remember the name. I know that the glasses had 3 X's on them.
they were old...
Was it a cartoon?
They had big kegs.
big kegs with old X's on it that said moonshine. It was actually a precursor to Elon Musk's X.
Everyone there was in cowboy hats. There was dueling happening.
There's a dude playing piano in the corner.
Because I remember taking one.
The way that he's able to, like, remember the name of the limo driver, he's very selective with what he's able to remember.
Yeah.
That's because you're retarded.
Oh, well, maybe. Probably because he probably didn't think of a name of a bar as part of his story, something he'd be asked, so he just had to
Well, what's the
improvise
name
it.
of the bar? Obama has sex here and does coke bar.
Shit.
It's in South Chicago.
home for a friend of mine.
But I mean, generally characterize it. Was it?
It was
working class
up-
bar,
no, it
gay
was
bar,
upscale.
strip bar.
It was
He's literally-
upscale, quiet. Wasn't really that.
You're not really doing a good job describing this bar.
Was it gay?
He literally asked that, yeah. Is it a gay bar?
Really didn't
Fucker's,
have a
like,
lot of
desperately
energy to it.
asking
It was
if
more
he wants to go
relaxed,
there.
more like a lounge as opposed to somewhere where people would go and get loud and crazy,
Yeah.
And fucked.
which made it easier to talk. But like I said,
And this
when
is
I
how
brought
I
up the
romanced Barack Obama.
And this is
fact
why
that
I'm
I could
actually
do
Barack
something to
Obama's
wake
husband.
up. He
Oh yeah, that kind of bar that's kind of like a lounge. It's more quiet and easy to talk with everyone there. That's where I found him to do hard drugs and sex with.
Yeah.
That bar. I always
Had
go
like
to
a
that bar.
had like a big table. Like they sold alcohol in this place. You know,
immediately knew what I was referring to.
a lot of stools.
And
Surprisingly,
made it clear that I was looking for Coke, and I
Oh,
really
and Pepsi.
was, and had made the suggestion that he knew where we could get it, and we left to go get it.
Interesting. Did he say what he did for a living?
No, I had
Coke.
no idea that
Coke. Yeah, that's what he did for a living.
he was a representative in the Illinois House. I had no idea he was in politics. I just knew that he was supposedly married and at the time was going
Supposedly.
allegedly.
through some issues with the marriage.
So he said that.
That was made clear. Yeah.
Did he say
Sinclair.
what kind of issues?
No.
Do you remember? No. So
my
you
God.
said, "I'm looking for someone to wake up." He knows you're referring to cocaine. I know where to get it. What happens next?
We get back in the limo. The driver takes
There's
us
a lot of
wherever-
repeating information in this.
Yeah.
Like, boiling it down and...
You think that Tucker has read the book?
There it
No,
is.
I don't
Barack
think he
had
can
instructed
read.
him to take us.
Well, so far they haven't even mentioned the book. I don't even know if he knows the book exists.
I had given Barack $250 to pay for Coke. He gets out, comes back. I start putting a line on a CD tray.
Why did he have $250 just going into Chicago? Because he acts like this was all like improvised and all that. But like if he was going there to see someone's graduation, why did he have $250 in '99 too? That's crazy.
Well, he says he just gave him $250. It's not that he had $200. He just gave him it.
Well, if he gave him the $250, then he had $250 with him.
Yeah.
But why?
Your point. Because he was. he needed money. What? I don't get
No,
what the
why
question
did
is here.
he
Jake.
bring $250 from where he lived in Colorado to Chicago when he was just going there to watch someone graduate, basically?
I thought he was. I thought the whole time he was implying that him and his friends are gonna celebrate.
No. This was he says that this was all like basically just kind of played it by ear, you know. Some days you start the day thinking you're going to watch your friend graduate, and then at the end of the day you end up having sex with future President Barack Obama and doing a bunch
Doing
of coke.
coke. Oh, that happened. That's how it happened with me and Obama.
To
yeah.
snort
And you're in the limo.
Yep.
Driving or parked?
No, the driver's driving.
Yep.
I start to put the
driver's
line
driving.
on.
Oh,
Yes. Well, that's the biggest twist of the story.
yeah, that story is just fucking crazy.
On a CD tray.
I doubt that part.
And
Why
I
did he have
just
a CD
happened to
tray?
notice that he pulls something out.
I just put the coke on a CD. Like, did he pick it up at the airport terminal to listen? Why did he bring a CD with him
When did he say this happened? 99.
in '99?
Yeah, he wanted to listen to some Limp Bizkit, dude.
You wanted to listen to some Limp Bizkit? He picked that up at the airport terminal and brought it all the way to Chicago to listen to some Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, dude.
What, just in his hotel room?
With a Barack Obama when they're gonna have sex and do coke.
No, but he said he didn't plan that.
It was just a matter of fate, really. God planned that. It was all part of God's plan by Drake.
God's plan.
else out of his pocket.
have
And
sex with
next
Obama,
thing I know,
sometimes I
he's
don't.
got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I don't have an issue with it. I mean, some people smoke, some people snort.
Smoking the cocaine.
Yes. So as I'm doing a
I
line,
think
I
both
just
of them are
start.
stupid.
This is the part where you kind of make your move to see where things are going. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going.
Oh.
And it went the direction I had intended it to go.
Yeah, baby.
Hell yeah. Now it's getting interesting.
Finally, the fanfic is heating up a bit.
Once again, this is not making Barack Obama look any worse in my eyes.
Truly.
It really could. Oh, dude, 24 years ago, he did some coke and had sex with the guy. Proud of him.
Honestly, yeah.
That's more progressive than any.
That's worse
Liberal
than Hunter
candidate right
Biden
now.
having sex with a bunch of strippers.
And children.
He didn't have sex with children.
Allegedly.
He's not being accused of having sex with children. He's literally not. It's just doing a bunch of crack and
Yeah.
fucking a bunch of strippers.
Siri, you could write a book about that. I don't think it's very easy.
You should say that Hunter Biden had sex with you.
No, I'm gonna be writing my book about fucking what is his name, Bobby Sinclair, who's on the screen right now.
Larry
How
Sinclair.
I had
sex with Larry Sinclair
and did coke.
to defame him.
Um,
No, that's just from
so the
Obama's
night
perspective.
became somewhat active sexually.
It's like, what were those books? Like, there was books in school. It was like a series of books about like bullying or whatever, and some of their books would be like the reverse side of a story. One of them was called like No Way Out. It was called like the Compton High series or some shit like that.
Bronze, do you know this? I did not grow up in America.
What are you talking about?
Goosebumps, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
When Drake was growing up, he looked at Playboy magazines in school, and he was trying to remember the name of them.
Playboy magazine. Yes. Well, not me though.
when
That's
Drake
the
was in
woke
school-
libraries. That's the woke schools now that are putting the Playboy magazine.
When Drake was in
Oh,
school,
yeah.
one of his teachers inappropriately touched him, and he's trying to remember the name of that teacher.
to contact him.
Okay, so
Oh,
we
Larry
gotta get a
Sinclair.
book about him.
His name was Barack Obama, actually.
We did coke.
and drug wise in the limo.
So you hit on him. Did he seem shocked by that?
Not at all.
Yeah. I mean, if you're smoking crack with a stranger in the back of
It's
a
not
limo-
crack, it's cocaine. That's a different thing.
Well,
You idiot.
Obama was apparently smoking
Oh.
cocaine, which I don't get how you do that.
I mean, you
But-
can do that. You can smoke cocaine.
Cocaine
no
is
one,
crack.
no one would. No, cocaine. Well, crack is
Cocaine's
different
with
from
powder.
cocaine because crack is like cheaper cocaine. It's like cocaine with like other chemicals and shit mixed in it. Yeah, shut you up. By the way, if you have
Wow.
the option to snort or smoke cocaine, why would you not snort the cocaine? Because that's way more potent and way faster than just smoking it.
What I've heard.
From
Well,
what
it's
I've heard.
because he.
I had intricate conversations with Keffels about this, and she's really offered some helpful insight.
Have you actually talked to Keffels?
No.
Oh, thank God.
You get on the
banned
show.
from Keffel's stream chat because I kept fucking pressing. What is it? I kept pressing fucking Keemstar to talk about this one clip where he said he likes having sex with dogs.
Keemstar
And they just
made a
fucking
tweet
banned me.
about me saying, making fun of my
Your
hair.
fucking hairstyle.
And the photo he used was not even a picture of me.
I think he just has me blocked.
Keemstar made fun of me at some point because I was defending Tookie Tom back in the day. I don't.
If you really
I don't
wanted
think
to
I
make
have.
this branding shit work, you'd be a fucking turkey.
I don't have. I don't think I have the tweet anymore, unfortunately.
Idiot. I have
Fuck
all
Turkey
my
Tom.
feuds with weirdly famous people archived.
I'm quite the opposite. I don't have
Like,
feuds
you
with
gotta
famous people. They
imagine
just
things
like.
might go crazy places.
Well, not only imagine it, I look at it this way. I've done a lot of crazy things in my lifetime. I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I pretty much know
Well, of course.
whether or not I can move in a certain direction with an individual. I didn't feel that I was going in the wrong direction. I just wasn't so sure how much I could trust the individual
Right.
at first. And that was probably one
Individual.
of my bigger concerns.
I am taking a look, doing some research here, and allegedly, well, not allegedly, this guy was convicted of forging documents and doctoring official documents to favor himself. Essentially, like,
Oh.
defrauding information for his own benefit.
I've also.
I
I've
think he's
also.
trustworthy, though.
Yeah, look at that face. I've also done a bit of research, but I don't want to go too far into it because apparently it's a fucking rabbit hole.
You don't want to get murdered.
But-
Murdered?
I don't want to get
Question mark?
murdered. Question mark. But
It's
apparently
like
there are.
Schrodinger's cat.
He,
If you get
apparently,
murdered by Obama, you might be alive still.
apparently, there were 3 people who have allegedly been murdered by Barack Obama, for being in the church that he was in, while being gay.
Yes. So
During
3
his
people
gay
from
era.
the same church died? I don't think that's a coincidence. This guy seems
This
like a good
one
judge of
and this
character.
one dude and literally no one else saying that it's connected to Barack Obama.
Honestly, it adds up.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this in 2023?
This is literally a
Well, because-
2009 story.
These people are just being able to talk because the gang stalking government is finally they're letting up. They
Finally,
were-
America is waking up. 1776. 1984. 1985.
1977. The year Asia by Steely Dan came out.
1985.
But the fact that I was already becoming somewhat buzzed, you kind of throw caution.
So he's saying that
wouldn't
Obama
say
took advantage
somewhat.
of him. He's the victim.
I wouldn't say somewhat. You did just snort coke. You were buzzed. You were high.
I'd
You were
reckon.
on coke.
You're on cocaine, sir. Yes. That's
To the land.
You weren't sure you could trust the individual. What does that mean?
When you meet someone out of the blue and you go to a level that you're doing drugs with, or you're giving money to purchase drugs, or even for sexual activity, you have to be sure that you can trust them. And when I say trust, I mean that you're not going to end up being robbed, or that you're not going to end up having a knife stuck into you,
Right. Of
course,
from
yeah.
one direction.
And honestly, there were certain characteristics about Obama that really seemed strange. He would stutter sometimes.
He's black.
He's black. I was trying to not say that, but you already did that, so I guess
I had
seal's
the balls
broken.
to make the joke.
Yeah. Obama stopped being president, like, literally, at this point, 7 years ago.
Pretty suspicious. Why didn't he go for a third term?
Why did he go for a 3rd term? Yeah. It's because the allegations kept following him.
direction or
'cause of the
another.
murder.
Or that you're not going to pull up somewhere and all of a sudden the car door is going to open and you got 5 people pulling you out of it.
Totally.
That's what I mean when I
Yep.
say trust
Yep.
someone.
And
I know this well.
You've been around at this point.
Tucker's
Oh, yeah.
been in the back of some shady limousines, I bet, in his life. His career's probably brought him to some seedier places of the globe.
in your life, big time.
Like Epstein Island.
Right.
Epstein.
So probably not your first time in a situation like this.
Not at all. And that's why I said I pretty much know where I can go and
Yeah.
at what point.
So you start rubbing his leg, and he's. I mean, I think. I'll just be totally blunt with you. Like a man who's not into gay sex would be like, "Whoa, whoa, settle down."
Trust me, if it was something that you were not interested in,
Yeah.
and you're right, I've had guys that I read wrong that would literally try to break your
But I thought
hand
you were a good judge
For
of
sure.
character.
if you went in that route. So it's not like this was something that he.
I like this stream back here. The live stream. Where is this?
I would like to see Obama and Barry Manilow right here have sex. What's his name? Larry.
The
Larry
perspective
Sinclair.
on these windows back here doesn't seem like it's consistent. Because like you can see that the parallax of it looks a little flat. I think these are just
Yeah.
TV screens.
At that
Who's
point,
the
just
real
don't
layout?
have. At that point, just don't have windows. Like that's just bad. That's just bad stage. You don't do that.
He wasn't into. It's
Yeah.
not something that he was
Yeah,
shocked
by the way, when Tucker was saying that he wasn't that into gay sex, he really started tripping on his own words there and forcing that out of him.
Yeah.
Shocked by you don't get excited and you don't unbutton your pants and you don't just sit there and let it happen.
Yeah.
So it definitely wasn't Barack's first time. That much I'm absolutely certain of.
But of course,
Uh,
no one
and
else
I
has
would
come
almost
forward
be
about
willing
it,
to
though.
bet you it wasn't as
They've been
long.
silenced or paid off.
So, so you performed oral sex on
I
Barack
did.
Obama. You did.
I want to hear more
In,
about
in the driver's up front,
Yep.
and he's cool with this.
The driver has
No, he immediately drove it off a cliff.
Like ew, icky.
Why is that relevant?
Oh,
The driver's still up front, yes. And he's cool with it? No, he actually shot both of us.
the partition up. He
I'm
didn't have
try-
a problem with it. He didn't put it down for any
also
reason.
I mean, you
unrelated.
kinda
But
set
I'm
up
trying
the
to
whole thing
do.
before this in the
I'm
first
trying to do
week.
more
Ex-
research into the people who got murdered, and apparently, I was going to try and confirm this, but apparently the mother of the choir director that got murdered
Yeah.
said, I mean, according to Larry Sinclair, the mother said that he was murdered because of Barack Obama, but unfortunately. LarrySinclair.com, the only source for this information, has become a Korean porn site.
I need to check this out.
Well, now I gotta sit back and do some research now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
doing
that
some
website is
research,
probably like
baby.
in his book and stuff too.
I
yeah.
hope it is.
Oh, it
Oh my
certainly is.
god,
Exactly.
you're right.
And I have a funny
Yeah.
feeling he had no bones to pick with it as far as what took place in it.
Yeah.
Oh, but we had some bones
so
to
what
pick, if you know what I'm saying.
Happened after.
Afterwards, I actually went back to my hotel. I had specifically asked that he drop Barack off first, but for some reason, he and Barack chose that they would drop me off at the hotel first, and then he would take Barack.
Because he had to know
some
where I
reason.
live. No, that's what he's getting at. That Barack just had to know where he lived because he was so enthralled by fucking Larry Sinclair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't have sex again.
Do you think this man was more attractive? Because 24 years is a long time. Do you think this man was more attractive back then?
No.
I
I think he
mean,
looked the same.
you keep
I think
calling
we're
him.
the same with
You
even
keep
gray
calling
hair.
him. You keep calling him Barry Manilow, like jokingly. But you know what? This was like late '90s. I could probably see it.
I keep saying Barry Manilow. I don't know. I did.
I'd
not- I don't
probably-
know
I'd
who
probably
Barry
bang him.
Manilow is. I just looked up who Barry Manilow is. Apparently, he's also gay. So maybe Barry Manilow is this guy. Maybe Barry Manilow.
If I was the
Shared
future
universe.
44th president of the United States,
I'd
No,
fuck
maybe.
Barry Manilow.
So Barack actually made the drive out to Gurnee, which is a suburb outside of Chicago, to the hotel for me to be dropped off.
What hotel was that?
It was the Comfort Inn in Gurney.
Ooh, that sounds depressing.
Well, you have to remember it was 99.
Yeah. No,
And it was close to the Great Lakes Naval.
You got to remember, Clinton was president here.
Makes a lot more
Facility.
sense then.
yeah.
But I got dropped off. They left. The next day was somewhat interesting because he ends up showing up at my hotel room.
Holy
thought-
shit! He
With a
fucking
gun.
DoorDashes with a gun. Again. But with feeling this time.
Was somewhat weird.
I'm not to interrupt, but
go ahead.
I'm doing more research and into the murders of the alleged Obama murders, and I found this guy. This is apparently some guy who tried to run for the 5th District of Congress named Kimball Ladian.
Ladian.
Yeah, and part of his campaign, the opening video to his campaign, goes a little something like this. This is I'm gonna do this out of context because it's funny. My beloved wife and soulmate for over 50 years, Sylvia, is a mystery writer with an IQ of 185 who was murdered on February 4th, 2012, while she was writing her book, Obama and the Murder of Don Young.
Do I
And
need
that's-
to play
that's-
this video, or is this the video?
Yeah, that is the video.
Alright, we'll play it.
I'm
Wait,
not
let's
su-
hear it. Let's hear it.
Hopefully it's in
My
a
name is
video. I
Dr.
haven't actually
Kimball
watched
Ladian.
it.
There are many programs at LadianForCongress.com and in my books, Safe Haven and the Chicago Project, that can save lives and tax dollars with a paradigm shift from gridlock and politics.
His tongue does not sound like it's. Maybe he's been doing coke with Obama because he cannot feel his teeth or some shit.
As usual, to win good
Jews
government
roll?
based
What?
on good
The Jews roll.
Oh,
I'm sorry, we don't tolerate anti-Semitism here.
science and good preventive medicine. As a physician, my Safe Haven programs create jobs in using a community service corps, much like FDR, CCC, and WPA. With after-school
Like
programs for our
FDR,
children,
but he was a
Just like
socialist. He wasn't actually talking about FDR. He was...
Meow.
and job programs for adults, we can reduce gang crime, drugs, abuse, and
Gay
joblessness
crime?
dramatically, saving lives and more than enough to pay off the pensions without having to raise taxes.
all right, sure. Get
As
to
a
Obama.
scientist, my global energy
Okay, but did you suck Obama's dick? Yes or no?
Yes,
independence
I
program,
did. That's
GEO,
why I should be
can
elected
provide
for
clean
dictator.
renewable energy that saves $2 to $3 trillion a year. In America, GEO can pay for universal health care and education.
come on, I wanna hear him
on a
say that he has
bipartisan
a-
basis.
Wait, he's-
while
His
Pro-
wife has an I.
He's pro.
Why don't you
he's
say that his
pro-
wife has an IQ of 185?
He's pro. He's pro. Universal healthcare. Is that what he said?
Oh, interesting.
It's $2 to $3
Republican.
trillion dollars
Listen.
a year. In America, GEO can pay for universal health care and education on a bipartisan basis while helping to end gridlock.
You know what? I'm on this guy's side now. You
Yeah,
pointed
this
out
guy-
that he's some kind of joker.
This guy's not as bad as I thought.
He's just running as a
But
Republican.
if this
is what
guy
he
is
start
cool
doing.
now what do we think of Larry Sinclair? What's his take on universal health care?
Well,
Yeah.
Larry Sinclair, I guess.
Do you think Larry Sinclair voted for Obama?
I would.
He would have incentive.
I mean, free coke,
But
giving
back to
some random
Tucker
guy
Carlson.
in the back of a limousine a blowjob.
Gridlock.
So when you say he showed up, he just
He showed up. I mean, I had no warning. I was in the room. There's a knock on the door. I opened the door, and
The
he's
Secret
standing
Service
there.
tackles me.
And he's standing
he
there
does
with
say it.
more coke, and he comes in.
This dude does
and
say it in the
was
video,
just like
actually.
a
Damn
quick,
it.
you know,
We already
rehash or
transitioned
rerun
back, Bronze.
from the
Yeah.
night before.
We were a few
exact same
seconds off.
program.
Exact same program.
Do we need to hear it? Is it worth it?
I think it'd be funny if we heard it.
Let's hear it.
At 1 minute.
Exactly? Holy shit. Coincidences like that just don't happen often.
Coincidences.
Coincidences.
End gridlock Finally, we must get beyond the
Finally.
tribalism of double standards for the good of all. My beloved wife and soulmate of over 50 years, Sylvia, was a mystery writer with an IQ of 185 when she was murdered while writing her book, Obama.
Why is the IQ relevant to her murder?
She was
Is
too
it to
smart to
add?
be-
Is it to add like, what's it called? Oh shit! I'm getting a phone call right now. My father's calling me. I'm gonna answer it on call.
On stream.
On stream.
Hey Dad, what's up?
Did you call him?
Yeah, I did. We got it all figured out.
Yo, Dad, you a
Alright, cool.
bitch.
You got the tickets, or do
You
you,
a bitch, bro. You a bitch.
I don't have the tickets yet. I was asking. I asked him when I'm gonna get the tickets, and
Yeah, you a bitch ass motherfucker, bro.
Oh, well, he
I
sent
have
me
a pipe
link.
bomb.
All right, send me that link.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
All right.
Alright, I just wanted to check to make sure that everything was taken care of before I downloaded the link.
Yeah, I got you.
You know.
All right.
And know where you
All right.
live.
All right. I'll
Why
talk
is
to you
your
later.
dad masturbating?
Alright, love you.
over the
Love you too,
fucking
Dad.
phone?
Why is he so out of breath?
He's just like
He's a
jacking.
smoker.
How you doing? Only has like had his dick in his hand.
He
Barack
had some
Obama.
experience with Obama. Is Pizza Hut still open?
Didn't your girlfriend just give you food?
Yeah, but I'm gonna call Pizza Hut.
On stream.
Also
Oh,
on
yeah.
stream.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Pizza Hut's probably still open. Ask for the Pizza Hut's opinion on Larry Sinclair.
All calls are recorded for quality assurance. Esta llamada está siendo grabada por propósitos de calidad.
Fuck you.
To place a new order or make changes to an existing order, press 1. To
Oh,
hear
of
the
course I want to
status
make
of
an order.
Thanks for choosing Pizza Hut. To see our best deals and for faster service, visit us at
How you doing, Chad?
pizzahut.com or download the app today. Our team is currently
How you
assisting
doing? Is
other
this the
customers
content you wanted to see, chat?
All right, we're done with that.
What? You didn't even go through with it. No.
We got put on hold. They knew that we were planning something.
All right,
Something
well,
was
I'm calling
afoot
the
at the
Pizza Hut.
Circle
I'm
K.
calling- Then I'm
Obama
calling the
knows.
Pizza Hut by me.
Was he smoking again?
Yeah.
All right, fuck you.
So Barack Obama smokes crack, and then you perform
Yeah.
oral sex on him.
And like I said,
And
the
it
only
was
reason I
ecstasy.
had come out in about it
And it was
is
hot.
I had reached out to the campaign even in 2007, only because I saw all these kids getting excited about it.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so wait. So you're a gay guy that says gay people shouldn't be about kids. Can you do you have to leave? Can you just stay? I love you.
Just
Yeah, I changed my mind.
how did
This
that
person
end?
should be on topic
Same way.
forever.
You get off, you finish smoking.
Oh
Really?
God.
like thanks, bye. Huh. What did you think of him?
I thought it was interesting.
I didn't think he was that great though. It's always
Best of him.
whenever you hear like a story that's total bullshit about like they slept with a celebrity or whatever, it always is punctuated by saying something like, you know, he wasn't that great though, truthfully. Like they did that about James Charles. Back before
Silvio
actual
slander.
allegations came out about him, they were saying like, oh, he wasn't good at making out either. Just to put that on there.
And see,
I
I
thought he
can
was
tell you
definitely a
with
con.
confidence that
But- What
do you
Obama
mean by
gave
that?
me an
Well,
amazing hand job.
in my life at that point, you made it clear I had already been around.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so you know when people are doing things because they actually really enjoy it, or they're sincere, or they're looking, for
Yeah.
a connection, or they're doing something because they're looking for an in, or they're looking for a hook, or it's a game.
This was his in to the Democratic Party.
yeah.
Yes.
This is how he worked his way
Larry-
up to being the chief commander of the United States.
Honestly, this is probably the
Very-
most progressive thing that he's done.
Barry Manilow right here. He is the person who funded his campaign, all with coke and blowjobs.
Of course.
So for me,
That's how the
You think
DNC
that-
I
funded
felt
it.
that it was
They
You
all
think
had
that,
their own individual networks of people blowing fucking politicians in limos.
Obama. All of them blow Obama.
You think that Obama getting the idea to run for president was just post-nut clarity?
Fuck, you know, Usher won America.
It was a
Yeah,
game
you
for
should,
him.
then you could buy me more
It was
Coke.
like, okay, what am I going to get out of it, or is there something I can get out of it other than just, the sexual part?
Right.
And
Maybe
lucky
that's
for
why. Maybe that's why. Who was vice president? Joe Biden. Maybe that's why Joe Biden was all like pro lockdown on drugs and 3 strikes you're out and all that crap. Because he heard
he was
the
just
story
jealous.
and he was just mortified. He was jealous of it. He's like, this must never happen again. Not on my watch, god
If
damn
I
it.
can't have it, no one can.
me, I wasn't going back to Chicago anytime soon, so it really didn't matter.
So you were left with a bad taste in your mouth.
Something, yeah.
Oh, I mean, more or
Shut
less.
up.
Figuratively.
Yeah.
By the way, he was clearly doing like comedy there, like just wordplay.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him again?
I did not. In fact,
And did you have any idea, even though you
I lost his number.
Oh, so this isn't even like an interesting story. He just had a one-night stand with Obama and then literally nothing else.
Well, how could that bastard? Well, what he did was he saw a side of Obama none of us have had seen of him having this underground.
Except for
His
apparently
backside
tons of other
specifically.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was notorious enough where the limo driver knew where he was.
But
And
not
knew that he would
notorious
be dead.
enough for people to just be able to be like, yeah, this guy had sex with me.
you had sex with him twice, you
Only
did
one
cocaine with him, watched
person
him
wrote a
smoke
book
crack
about it.
twice. You had no
Well,
idea who he was.
other-
I
all the
had
other
no
people got
idea who he
murdered.
was until I'm sitting in my house in Tequila, Nayarit, Mexico in 2004, and he walked on that stage
In Boston.
in the DNC convention, and I literally hit the floor. I just
Holy
hit the
shit.
floor and was.
Wait, so you're watching
And
the
I didn't have
Democratic
my life
convention
alert.
from Mexico.
I was
and the
laughing.
guy that smoked crack in your comfort inn with you,
I was laughing so hard.
and you were sure it
Greg,
was
stop
I was
pissing on stream.
absolutely positive.
How?
I don't forget people I've met. I don't forget people I have spent time with. I just
How
don't.
could I forget a face like that?
Yeah, a face like Barack Obama. And also that name. Well, although apparently it's
forget mass
impossible to
like that?
pronounce.
And just to restate, because I think you affirmed this, but he used his real name when you asked him.
Yes,
Did he call himself Barack or Barry?
Barack.
Barack.
And so did
Barack
the driver.
Manilow.
And that's why at first when everybody was referring to him as Barry, I just didn't understand or catch on.
Nobody was calling him Barry back in the 2000s. That's more of a post-Obama presidency thing more than anything.
Yeah, where did the whole Barry thing
Because-
come from?
After
Please.
he was...
Sorry, go on.
Like I said, I didn't know that much about him other than the fact that, hey, you hook up,
I fucked him.
today it's Grinder. Back then it was,
The limo driver.
yeah.
Yeah,
This guy's
The limo-
still in
the limo
scene.
driver had like his own network of concubines in the Chicago area.
Of gay politicians.
Driver or a bartender, You ask and somebody knows somebody or somebody doesn't.
And that's why he legalized gay marriage
So
in
you're sitting there in
2015.
Mexico watching this.
Fucking
and you
did,
think,
yeah.
that's the guy I had sex with who smoked crack it with me.
Yep.
And what do you think?
Like I said, I just started cracking up. I freaked out. I had even
Cracking up?
pointed out to some friends of mine that were at the
Cracking
house
up.
that night.
He whipped out a pipe and started cracking. Like,
And I told him, I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, I blew this guy twice. And they just started.
this is the best day of Tucker Carlson's life. This is like when Alex Jones had like Kanye going off the rails on his shit.
This is Tucker Carlson. I think he knows this guy's just fucking lying, and it's like a stand-up comedy show to him.
No, because he's totally still running with this and believes every word of it. But come on, like a party has to know that like this is an easily fraudable story that has a lot of holes in it. This guy met Barack Obama because he happened to be in the exact town that he lived in, and the limo driver just happen to know who he was.
Cracking up. But that's the thing about me. I've never been in the closet. I've never hid. I mean, I'm always very direct and blunt. And, and I'm just like...
Blunt, but you didn't do blunts, you did crack.
Yeah.
Make up your mind.
Crack blunts. He crushed up the crack and rolled it up and then smoked that. He inhaled, the crystals.
This is unreal, and I had no idea that he was going to run, in 2008, but I was back from Mexico, but it was a strange feeling sitting there watching him walk across that stage. And
yeah.
Who he was.
Huh. So, what did you do? You said you reached out to the
Tucker's
campaign?
just
Obama.
Well, I didn't do anything in 2004, but when he announced his run for...
But you said you didn't know who he was in 2004. You said you didn't see him again until 2007. No, that's what he just said, right?
Well, no, he said he saw him on the stage and it was like, yo, I had sex with that man.
No, but he just said in 2004 he didn't do anything in 2004. That's when he became senator for Illinois. So, what is he...
Well, no
2008.
no one knew Obama when he was senator.
Of course, no one knew about him.
Unless you had sex with him.
No one even knew how to say his name. Obama?
Unless you had sex with them.
I did reach out to the campaign in late 2007 because I had seen a lot of these college
would you reach
kids
out to
talking
them?
about how
What would you
thrilled
say?
they were, how there was a
Excuse me, Mr. Obama. I had sex with you 8 years ago.
So you shouldn't be so you shouldn't be around college kids, I guess, is what the conclusion is. That's what he's saying here.
candidate who was completely honest about his entire life, his drug use, what he did when he was in school, the constant back and forth. 1 minute is, yes, I did cocaine when I was younger, or no, I never did cocaine, but I smoked weed. So I just simply pointed out that all I was asking was, look, why don't you just simply come out and say, I did coke and I've done it as recently as 1999.
Because why didn't he just do that?
Yeah.
Because people love it when you do that. People loved when that came out about Hunter Biden.
Yeah. Everyone would admire his honesty.
Just tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Put it out there and be honest and let it stay as the truth rather than this back and forth. Never did hear anything back from them immediately.
Because you DM them on Twitter saying, "Hey, I had sex with Obama, so can you stay at the beginning of all his speeches in 1999 I had sex with this one man in a limo and then at his hotel room the next day."
Oh, let me be clear.
Where?
Who did you reach out to? Do you remember?
I reached out to actually David Axelrod's office in Chicago. I'm trying to remember the letters because it was actually 3 letters.
And did you say
XXX.
I had sex with Barack Obama?
It was one sentence. I had sex with Barack Obama. Sealed up in an envelope, shipped away.
The interesting part. My first contact with the campaign never mentioned the sex whatsoever. That was actually brought to my attention by someone who eventually reached out to me in late 2000s.
So he totally spaced that he had sex with Barack Obama. He was
forgot.
Oh yeah, he was talking about with his friends about how he did a bunch of coke and drugs with this guy, and he's like, "Didn't you say you also blew him?" He's like, "Shit, how did I forget?"
But of course, as soon as he saw him on the stage, hey, I had sex with you, Barack Obama.
No, but what he's saying is that he knew that he did the drugs with him, but he forgot that he had sex with him. How would you forget any of that?
But he didn't, because after the thing, he contacted them. But for some reason, he forgot then, but not when he saw him on the stage.
But also, he didn't do anything in 2004.
Yeah.
Because, as he said, he didn't know anything about it. Very strange. I probably couldn't tell you the names of like half the people I've had sex with. I don't know how this guy just remembers this one name.
It's Barack Obama.
Although I guess if they eventually stepped up on stage as like a future candidate for the presidency, I would maybe it would click.
Yeah.
And Drake over here, I wouldn't remember the names of half people I had sex with. You ain't that. You ain't him. I bet you probably could.
I couldn't. I
Just
tried
so
to.
many.
I wrote down a
names, 'cause
notebook, and I had a notebook, and I wrote down like every time I've had sex with every person, and I couldn't remember the names of some, so I had to use like descriptors, like Mexican boy, and such, and
Barack Obama.
it's what he was.
Larry Sinclair.
Larry Sinclair.
7, claiming to be with the campaign, but wasn't with the campaign.
What do you mean that was pointed out to you? So you never told
I
anyone in
never-
the Obama campaign you'd had sex with Barack
Not
Obama?
in 2007, no.
Interesting. But they knew?
Yep.
How? Who?
He's starting to say he thought about it for a second. He's like, this actually doesn't make
Hey, man.
sense. Now that I think about it, you might be a fucking loony house here.
Maybe at this exact moment I'm realizing.
Maybe,
Nowhere
what if
earlier.
this is when Tucker Carlson gets clarity for all the bullshit he said over the last decades? He's like, you know what? I've seen the light.
This is too far. Even for me.
Well, that's weird.
I'm assuming
That's weird. Yeah, that's weird that they knew about it.
Barack himself, because the phone calls that I got in late 2007 came from a gentleman that I have repeatedly identified as Donald Young. And it was Donald Young who had mentioned to me that the campaign was not going to acknowledge the sex and the drug.
What? Why is Donald Young? No, Donald Young was the choir director of a church Obama went to like once. Why is he part of the campaign?
He literally probably wasn't. Like, not even.
Young is an American tennis player. I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh, that
Oh, yeah,
makes
the
more
tennis
sense.
player.
Interaction. And
We're about to
I
get to
was
the
somewhat
murder
taken
question
back
mark part.
Because, like I said, I had never mentioned sex to the campaign at all at that point.
I like
had
the gap in his
2008,
teeth there. Like, you could,
but
like
I had
Obama probably could just slip his Peter through there and get a nice smooth like little.
That's where like all the crack went.
That's where all the crack went.
Not in 2000.
Okay, that is amazing, and I want to get to who Donald Young was in just a minute. But I apologize for being a bad
For having
interviewer,
had
but
sex
let me
with
just ask
Barack
the obvious
Obama.
question was, what was Obama like on crack?
Actually,
We gotta know.
Where's that coke? Damn, I really
and-
killed that one. I'm
I
sorry.
hate to say this because some people are going to think I'm really crazy. I
No,
knew a
don't
lot
worry.
of people that smoked it because I was in Miami in the early 80s when it became quite popular.
Are you getting like
Um,
fucking something going on over there?
Yeah,
Fucking
I'm getting
Jake?
swatted right now. It's okay.
Oh, Obama found out.
I don't.
He found out that we're breaking the story.
You're gonna be found
Similar
like 20
to-
terabytes of child porn.
A friend of mine that I knew in Miami gets extremely high, calm, almost euphoric. And then as it starts to come down, you know, the
Thank you.
twitching and the looking, anything that looks white
The sucking.
sitting on the seat or the floor.
And all the
you assume
noise,
is another piece
Snorting.
that fell off
noise.
that,
And the
you know,
snorting.
You can pick up and snort. But while he was high, pretty much the same.
Pretty controlled.
Pretty much the same.
Oh,
Why'd you say
explains a lot then.
Why? I like that was one of Tucker's top priorities. Like, but what was he like?
Controlled, euphoric.
Tucker's trying to see if he can get some suck from Obama, is what he's trying to piece out here. To get in contact with him.
Yeah, like how did you go in like first? What was the first move?
Talking.
Well, he got into a limo, and then the limo drove him directly to Barack Obama. That's how.
Future president of the United States.
But not really saying anything.
So it was like his presidency.
A lot like it.
Was it your impression?
Is he trying to say that he was also on crack while he was running for president? That's how he got the idea?
Explains so much.
He got clarity.
Post-crack clarity.
I just noticed in your background, Bronze, that you just have like a blanket draped over everything. Is your bed a mess?
I mean, usually, but it has the blanket over it, so it's fine.
So you just have a big blanket you draped over it for the background. I like that.
I noticed.
Yeah, sure.
I noticed a
Don't
post
see
that
anything.
says "hang in there."
hell
I
yeah.
think you should actually follow the words of that poster and hang yourself.
No! Obama will do that for him.
Yeah,
No, they'll
we're
do
gonna
it.
find
You're
out.
the one who.
He'll
owns,
have
like,
14
the-
gunshots in the back of his head and then get hung and then say, oh, he killed himself.
First, it was the hanging, but that wasn't efficient, so he just pulled out a gun and shot himself 14 times.
Strictly speaking, no. But was it your impression that this was the first time he'd ever smoked crack?
No. You don't.
But you said he was very calm and tactile. Docile, not tacile. I mixed up
Docile.
tactile and tact.
You're
First
very
of all,
tactile.
you don't buy crack, get in a limo, and have a pipe in your pocket if it's the first time you smoke crack.
Shit, he's thought about this story.
That makes sense. So
He thought of every
I read
angle.
about your story to the extent it's been written about, not very much. But I'd never read that Donald Young, this man Donald Young,
Donald
called
Young.
you and told you that he knew you'd had sex with Barack Obama.
That was the contact in late 2007 that I had that originally came under the guise that they were part of the Obama campaign.
So who was Donald Young?
Donald Young was a choir director and a
Yeah.
school teacher.
Not someone from the Obama campaign.
No.
As he
The
originally
American tennis
introduced
player?
him as being.
He was the choir director at Jeremiah Wright's church in Chicago, the same church that Barack Obama went to. He was also a very openly gay black
Yes.
man, but very well respected.
Did you know?
But
I
in
had
spite,
never-
in spite of which, he was very well respected, despite being a
Yeah.
degenerate and having had sex with Barack Obama. I like that he mentioned on multiple occasions that Obama should not be around kids, and essentially makes the implication that gay people should not be anywhere near your kids because they are more likely to.
Yeah. And also, the gay churchgoer is perfectly fine.
Of course, yeah.
Because he
He's-
went to church.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
God.
never met him. I had not even realized that the person who was communicating with me had been killed
What?
until a good 2 months after.
Well, yeah, because he was communicating with you.
Were you communicating with them via Ouija board, sir?
Yeah.
So,
Pulled out my Ouija board and it said I had sex with Barack Obama.
I'm going to get to that. So Donald Young is the choir director at Jeremiah Wright's church.
Yes.
And is it publicly confirmed that he knew Barack Obama?
Oh, yes.
Where?
Donald Young's own mother has repeatedly said
Larry
that she
Sinclair
feels that her
dot com.
son died to protect.
LarrySinclair.com. Check it out.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knows that his website has been scalped.
Maybe he's.
Barack Obama.
Maybe that's still the website. Like that, he's still under control of that. He's just leasing it out.
Or he keeps.
It's
his
just
board.
interesting that Donald Young would have called you. He's not working directly for the campaign that we know of.
Exactly.
But somehow he has a copy of your letter. It sounds like maybe Donald Young was on cleanup duty.
Somehow he has
He
Was that
was
funny,
hired.
Rick?
No one else was better for the job than this random man from the church that Obama went to. How do we know that this guy's even real? By the way,
Because Obama had.
my phone number. Exactly. And that's exactly what it was. Because like I said, the first calls were, I was led to believe that he was with the campaign. The last conversation that I had had with Donald Young, he had actually come clean and said that he had been asked to call me and that his
Why?
job was to get as much information
That
from
makes
me
no sense.
as far as who I had spoken to, who I had given any information to, and to get that to them. He had told me to be careful, to watch myself, and to understand that the Barack Obama campaign was not in
He was providing a warning.
Ah,
any way, shape,
New.
or form going to acknowledge anything or come out about anything. And he had made it clear that he had known Barack for quite some time and had had an intimate relationship with Barack for quite some time.
He told you that.
Yep. And that's when I knew that I could at least trust what I was being told.
He was also one of Obama's lovers. The choir guy.
That is the thing connecting all of these people, is that this guy says that all of them had sex with Obama.
Yeah. No one else is claiming to have had sex with Obama, like independently.
Except for me.
Except for Siri.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, is there any use in watching the rest of this, or is this just?
I think we
We would have
understand.
stopped hours ago.
Yeah, I think we understand the gist of the story.
More a half hour, like 40 minutes ago. The stream's been 80 minutes long.
All right.
Very
Now, Drake.
interesting, incredible information, says Nick Adams.
Oh, there we go. Now, Drake, do we have any other political sex on the docket today?
Oh, it looks like we do. So, Lauren Boebert is an individual.
And just a reminder for everyone, this shit rated porn, okay?
This shit rated
Shit
porn.
rated porn.
Lauren Boebert, who around June of last year and even June of this year, has always been very vocal about keeping things related to sexuality and gay people in general separate, as far separate as you can from children.
Yes.
Take your children to church, not drag bars. And over here we got a North Carolina preschool is using LGBT flag flashcards with a pregnant man to teach kids colors. We went from reading Rainbow to Randy Rainbow in a few decades. But don't dare say the left is grooming our kids. Now this sounds like the most inappropriate thing that's ever been near a child. Like,
Sure.
honestly, the worst.
Of course,
LGBT
much like every
flag flashcards. Oh my god.
Of course, much like every conservative, I'm just going to take a word for it that the story is true.
Very, very interesting and credible information.
Yes. Story was fact-checked by real
With
truthers.
American patriots, true.
I like this man that says, just not any of these churches, and they list like a bunch of churches that have had sexual abuse allegations come out after them. But the reason why we're bringing this up is because it was revealed in 2013 during a screening of Beetlejuice. Lauren Boebert was there with another man and got kicked out for giving him a handy as he grabbed her tits when there were children in the cinema. Do we have any thoughts about this?
I wish I was the one getting the hand job.
God, I wish that were me.
God, I wish that
I
were
wish
me.
I was the one doing crack with her.
It was Barack Obama, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So
That makes
Obama's
more
straight.
sense.
Now, how did this come out, actually? How do you get caught for this? You gotta be very, like, steadfast in committing to the jacking off to really get caught for it. I've done...
Beetlejuice.
During Beetlejuice, too, because you're really aroused, you know?
Yeah.
I've done these sorts of things in, like, a movie theater.
Okay, thanks, Drake. We don't need
But
to hear
it was
that
like-
part.
I didn't get caught. So, and
Because I'm so good.
yeah. Well, there was no
Because
one
I'm
in
so
the
cool
theater.
and awesome.
Because I'm so fast, they never noticed it.
I
How
came in
did
a few seconds.
how did this information break?
Because it's low and Boebert.
Yeah, but how did
Was the one
how
who
did she
wrote
get
the
caught doing it?
Also,
Is there
it's
a
not
man
Boebert, it's
on the
Boobert,
jack off
I guess.
cam that's just like intimately watching?
Yeah, they just
It's
found this one
it's
guy.
like kiss
He had a
cams.
he has a
It's like
stash
kiss cam at
of
a hockey game.
the security guard at the movie theater just has a stash of private VHSs in his closet.
It's like a kiss cam at a hockey game, but instead of kissing,
It's the
like
kiss cam. It's the
specifically-
jack off cam. It zooms in
Yeah.
on them and it says jack him off. Jack him off. We obviously can't show that on stream, but
Yeah.
every
We can
accusation
play the
being
audio.
a confession, you know. Once again,
That's what the audio is.
how do you get caught doing that?
Drake is so desperately trying to brag about him getting a hand job right now.
I didn't get a hand job.
You just did.
No, no. See, there's another side of this
did you
equation.
give one?
Well, now you're the one that's drilling down into this.
Yeah, I am.
Having fun, chat?
Anyways,
Is this what you want?
remember Vivek Ramaswamy? Last time we talked about him, you said that he's the man that we should be looking out for, right?
Yeah. He
Keep an eye on
had too much young Trump energy for me to disregard.
I mean, in the polls right now, he's doing about as well as DeSantis. In fact, maybe even a little better than DeSantis.
Ron
Yeah.
DeSanctimonious. You need the personality transplant, but those are not yet available.
He's teamed up with Logan Paul for this on TikTok, because Logan
I
Paul is a
actually have
Republican.
not yet heard of the story.
So we're gonna watch this TikTok that Logan Paul posted.
Jake Paul.
I like this choreography from him, by the way. Vivek is.
Vivek is.
Now,
Wow.
as
That's
per this
great.
question, how come more politicians don't connect with the younger generation with social media posts? You see, because the younger generation is going to love when they find out that he doesn't think people between the ages of 18 and 21 should be allowed to vote. That's just going to that's going to bring him right to the polls for him.
Because Jake Paul's fans are all 12.
Yeah, there might be a conflict of interest there because might not be reaching the people he needs to be. GOP primary polls. 538.com probably has the info on that.
I think LarrySinclair.com also does. I think we should
Larry
actually check out
Sinclair
that website.
probably has it. Yeah.
Look up LarrySinclair.com on stream, Drake. Make sure they can see it. Do you think Trump does a
Trump and
special
DeSantis
campaign
are really
called the Trump Show?
diverging, though. Truthfully, we're gonna pull it up on the stream here in just a second.
Oh, I think it's because Ron DeSantis.
They were like, look how close they were here, back like over here, and then since then, Trump really drifted away from DeSantis. The Republican Party was testing the waters with DeSantis to fall back on, but then they're like, nah, fuck that. Like, we can't do that.
If you want another story, I'm not sure if this is actually on the docket or not. If you want another story about Vivek Ramaswamy and TikTok, then I do have one.
I just wanted to read over this. So, Vivek had these little, what do you even call them? They're like do not disturb signs on hotel rooms. He'd leave them on people's doorknobs. So we're going to go over this. Here's some truth for you. God is real. There are two genders. Human flourishing, I think that's how you spell flourishing, actually, requires fossil fuels. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is no border. Parents determine the education of their children, which is something the younger generation is going to love, by the way. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind. Capitalism...
Known to mankind.
Known to mankind. Why is it written like this? With, like, the important shit capitalized. Capitalism lifts people up from poverty. There are 3 branches of the U.S. government, not 4. What does that mean?
What?
What? Why is he
The
saying
one that
before?
conservatives don't think are real?
Because, you know, the gay agenda. The round
gay-
table of gays.
Oh yeah,
Where they
the
discuss
judicial
gay
district is incredibly gay.
The U.S. Constitution is the strongest guarantor of freedoms in history.
Guarantor.
Guarantor? Is that a word? I don't want to seem
Well,
foolish.
yeah.
Guaranteer.
That's what I think he means. Guarantor.
Go enter.
A person or organization that provides a guarantee. So it's referring to a person, not. It's the wrong. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the wrong part of speech. I'm afraid.
If you're trying to rile up your base, I feel like that's too many syllables.
Guarantor. Yeah, you really need to boil this down. That's why he had
Guarantor.
God is real as the first one here. He just needed to win them over with that.
Yeah, that's like the again email scam thing where like the spelling mistakes are so bad that only the stupid people are gonna read the rest of the email.
Yeah. What is the TikTok thing you wanted to talk about?
Oh yeah, so this Jake Paul TikTok is not an isolated incident.
It's the first of a series.
Vivek Ramaswamy actually joined TikTok recently, and I'm assuming this is part of like a coordinated campaign. And I have this his first video. I linked it in the chat here.
Yep.
The video isn't important. I want you to look at the comments of this video.
I remember hearing about this actually. Now, I don't know how I missed it. Is it worth watching the video or?
No, it's just saying, "Hey, I'm on TikTok now" to reach young people.
To reach young people.
The comments.
Young people. They're gonna come up, and it's gonna be glorious.
Let's hear what the young people have to say.
Vic, I edge to you. Hey, Vic, I constantly edge to you. We edge to you, Vivek. Whoa, Vivek, I edge to you. I hear folks 18 to 24 love your opinions on the voting age.
Vivek, I edge to you, buddy.
He said people 18 to 24 shouldn't be able to vote, not 21, 24.
Yeah. Apparently, he clarifies in a later video that he thinks that people under that age need to take a civics test in order to have the right to vote.
One might say a literacy test.
Or spend 6 months in the military, in which the minimum time for serving in the military is 5 years.
Well, you know, if they get enrolled at 13, spend 5 years in it, then they'll be eligible to vote. Then they'd have
still
seen
under
some
the
shit.
limit. Yeah.
That's very interesting in the way that didn't we all kind of try literacy tests as a qualifier for fucking. And that turned out to be a huge violation of civil rights.
Yeah,
it made
but
it
now
harder for people to
instead
vote.
of racism, they just think that all people under 18 are stupid.
Well, I mean that I'm not too different too
Yeah.
just all Vivek, I edged you.
Just all of them.
I edged you him right now. That's
These
why I'm
have
so silent
these
on
have
that
some
right now.
huge likes, by the way. 12,000
Yeah.
likes, 13,000.
I
likes.
believe he got ratioed.
Oh, he
Okay.
got ratioed like crazy.
Yeah.
All right, next. What's next on the agenda here? Oh, Great Delisle got scammed.
Oh.
So Great Delisle, if we don't remember, she was someone that was very against the use of AI work in a fan animation based on Scooby-Doo. And later on, it seems that she ended up getting scammed by someone who used AI to generate the image here. And as it turns out, she spent a total of $650 on the commission for this and got scammed, unfortunately. Now, this is a bad thing, but I do wonder, like, cosmically, was she asking for it?
It's a really bad way of wording it.
She was asking for it.
It's a really bad way of wording it.
Was she asking for it? Yes or no?
Did she deserve it fully?
Yes, but that's a really bad way of wording it. I mean, she was asking for it with the way she was talking.
Look at how she was dressed. Like a
Yeah.
human wouldn't draw clothing like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make sure this was in that the
Real.
Degeneracy
Real
Live crowd
human.
knew this.
A real human would not draw Daphne like that. They would draw Velma like that.
Yeah, apparently it is AI, and she got scammed once again. Oh well.
Lamau.
Sorry, you lost $650. I'm being stupid. Next item on the docket here. So
President, thank you so much for doing
Uh-oh.
this.
Not yet.
Ah.
Not yet.
I'm scared.
So this is, what is this? Megyn Kelly and former President Donald Trump, the interview. So this was an interview. Megyn Kelly was like the token blonde on Fox News before she left it because it was too left-wing.
Mm.
And then she joined the Today Show and then said blackface is cool and got fired from the Today Show. So now she just does this in this dark set that doesn't look like a real room. That is a short-ass fireplace.
Thank you.
All right, so let's start with the impeachment news. Yesterday, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said that the House is going to begin an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. I know you were supportive of it.
So, I want to ask you guys, is this just the future of politics? Just
This happens like every month, I think. Someone tries to impeach
something that's
Biden.
never happened before, just randomly starting. We're asking questions like, can someone presidentially pardon themselves? Like, we've had a lot of firsts in the last, in basically since the start of the decade here.
And
just
can a guy
insanity.
still run for president after doing every crime?
But the question I wanted to ask, like, in every future, like, president, are they just gonna be like at risk of just being impeached no matter what? Because like
well, I mean, it depends on like if they deserve it or not.
well, they're impeaching Biden because of what his son did, apparently, because that makes
Yeah.
sense. So I don't think that that's very relevant. But the thing about an impeachment is that you only need, I believe, what is it, the House. You only need a simple majority in the House to impeach, and for the Senate to convict them, you need to find them 2/3 majority in the Senate to convict them. Trump on his first go round, on both goes around, he didn't get convicted in the Senate, but he got impeached, and so that's kind of what tied him up there. The last impeachment actually got a lot more votes than you'd expect. 7 people in the Senate voted for Trump to be impeached, but you need a 2/3 majority, so that wasn't enough to do it. But is this just the future of American politics here?
I think it's funny that politics has both become a lot like scarier. That you really don't know what's going to happen next, but also it's a lot more petty now.
Juvenile, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just doing it because they did it to Trump.
Yeah.
Some people believe this could do for him with Democrats what the indictments did for you with Republicans, rally support around him. Do you think there's any risk
That's a good question, actually. I genuinely want to hear his opinion on this.
of that?
Look, he's a
What the
horrible
fuck?
president.
Where'd he go?
He disappeared. He can't be captured on camera. I didn't do anything. Is this just the video? It's just literally what the video is.
Oh.
His camera must have died, and no one
they
noticed.
just forgot. Okay.
Our country is going to hell. Whether it's impeachment or not impeachment, this man is destroying our country at the border. He's destroying it economically. Inflation's way up now. You see what happened just today.
What happened just
Keep
today?
saying. keep saying the same like 3 things. They say border and economy over and over again.
They've got a limited vocabulary. They know. Well, listen. They know who they're appealing to. Their audience has a very limited vocabulary. So
Yeah.
It's
Economy
up
is
to
the
them
largest
if
word
want
they
to
know.
do impeachment or impeachment inquiry. I never had an inquiry. Nancy Pelosi, Crazy Nancy said, we're going to
Crazy
impeach.
Nancy. That
Crazy
Nancy
Nancy.
Pelosi.
Wait a minute.
Whoa,
Did he say that he's never had an impeachment inquiry?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Of course.
Even though he's been impeached twice?
They didn't do inquiries. They went out and they voted because they had the votes. And as usual, everybody votes, for the Democrats. It's a little bit easy. They didn't.
Everybody votes for the Democrats.
As usual.
Strange that everyone votes for the Democrats except a slightly less than half of the country.
Have Mitt
If you ignore that part, why does it keep going
Yeah.
black?
What?
This is real. This is part of the YouTube video. This isn't my issue. I don't understand.
Romneys of the world,
I don't
and that's really nice because now he's not running today, as you know. He just announced. I think that's great for the Republican Party, for the country, and for Utah.
It's good for the country and good for Utah that Mitt Romney is not running for president.
Okay. I mean, sure.
What's funny is that if Trump doesn't get the nomination and someone else comes ahead and takes it, he's gonna run third party. What do we make of that?
That would be very funny.
I wish I would be pro DeSantis just for him to get elected in the primary. Actually, can we organize like a movement of like Democrats going out in the primaries voting for DeSantis so that he gets elected, and then when Trump runs, he splits the vote? How about we do that?
Hey, can we have? Okay, so let me reword that. Can we have an organization, like a group of Democrats, vote for someone who supports genocide for the meme? Dre,
no,
I
in
don't
the
think people do it
primary,
for the
not
meme.
in the election.
Even
in
then,
the primary.
even then,
It would be ironically.
everyone
Siri,
retracts their votes all at once. It was ironic.
No, Siri, in the primary, not in the actual election.
No. I know, Drake. Why would we give him power anyways? Even for the bit.
It's not giving him power to have him, because Trump's gonna run, and that's gonna split
that's
the vote.
that's making him an option.
He's already an option.
He's an option in bed for Barack Obama.
Yeah.
But that's going to be up to them whether or not they want to do it. I have no idea whether they will or not.
Who's
We
they?
do
What do you
have a
mean
lot
by
of
that,
other things,
Trump?
but it's quite important. And
I'd
they
like
did
to
it
imagine
me.
that this camera angle is black because it's like one of those like trying to hide the witness. Like it'd be them like backlit in shadow, except it's very clearly
His
Donald
voice
Trump.
is like protect. I would love Trump to be like an anonymous witness. Like he calls in to report a crime or something, and he's trying to obfuscate his identity.
It was the other day, and I saw the guy get shot. It was crazy. Crazy Joe shot him.
And had they not done it to me, I think, and
Sleepy
nobody
Joe.
officially said this, but I think had they not done
I
it
think
to me,
literally his camera angle died, and or maybe it was muted when they rendered the video.
I think the camera might have died, and like.
Why did they use it in the video? Why did they not use this shot of him?
Is this the Megyn Kelly YouTube channel?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check. Yes.
Okay, so some
intern
loser
got fired.
Forgot to unmute the Trump shot from the Vegas.
I think literally
timeline.
that is what happened.
and I'm very popular in the region. They like
In
me.
Final
I like
Cut
them,
Pro
the Republican
7.
Party. Perhaps you wouldn't have it being done to them. And this is going to happen with indictments too. They have fake indictments, and
Fake
I think you're going to see
indictments.
that as time goes by. You're going to see
It bothers me so
Republicans when they're in power doing it, and it's
happened again.
Fake indictments. What does he mean by fake indictments? They are real. They're affecting you. You do have to go to court in October.
Well, he wants the people who, for some reason, are watching this interview, who actually believe all the things he says, to think that these are like fraudulent.
Oh, like
order
it's all theater.
Yeah, in order to make January 6th again.
Shame when that happens.
I thought he
I'm
was
not
trying to
in
make America great again.
Well, he made the Capitol. It sure happened.
I like that they can't decide on a campaign title for this year because they can't say "Keep America Great."
Make America
Yeah.
great.
Because
They
they ran with "Keep America Great." It's like, well, hang on, you lost, so "Make America Great Again" was the first one. So like they literally cannot be decided on like what one it is, and I think they're just doing "Make America Great Again" as their slogan. But it's funny seeing like Trump supporters walk around with like older hats that say "Keep America Great."
favor of that, but that's what's going to happen because that's human nature.
Would you do it if you became president again? Turn the indictment tables
Well,
on
I
the
would
Dems?
think about it differently. I would have never even thought of doing
Dolphins are leading Patriots, by the way. For everyone watching at
Oh
home.
yeah.
3-0. 3-0, first quarter, 2 minutes left on the quarter.
it, but now
Cool.
you certainly have to think about it differently. It doesn't mean I do it because I think it's so bad for the country. Yesterday, President Putin of Russia used this as an example of what a rotten
President
country
Putin of Russia.
President Putin of Russia. Let's hear what he has to say about President Putin of Russia.
Putin of Russia used this as an example of what a rotten country we are. That
Oh, we got to listen to what he says. I value his opinion on what a rotten country.
Yeah.
they go after their political opponent, and other
Imagine
countries
doing
are
that. We got to be more like Putin. We got to appeal to him.
Yeah.
doing that too. Other countries that don't like us are doing that. They're saying it's a bigger story. They love it because it makes us look very bad. It makes us look
What?
very bad, and they're fake indictments. There's Fannie
Fake
Willis.
indictments.
Oh wait, yeah.
Does he not know what the word
Wait a
fake
minute.
means?
Oh yeah,
Right.
wait a minute. Wasn't that just a close-up shot of him?
Yeah, so it might have literally been muted. Like it was moved to a different layer.
Okay. I don't understand
Editing's
this.
hard.
Editing's very
This
hard
is
and you have
actually
two
how
camera angles.
the goober broke into the industry here. First
Yeah.
day of editing.
All of these are all fake indictments, and I don't know how much my polls have done. I
Also,
was doing well
we-
before.
I you know what? I feel like I fully agree with what he's saying here. We need to really pay attention to when Putin, of all people, is saying that America is silencing its political opponents, and go back to a simpler time when America had concentration camps that inspired the Nazis.
That would be something. Also,
Back when Germany liked us and when Russia didn't like us.
of course,
Yeah.
that was like what? Taking out their political opponents. Putin, someone who gets his political opponents fucking like murdered in elections. We gotta listen to what he has to say.
Before this,
Yeah, but no, for some
I
reason
don't know
they're
what
arresting me
impact
for
it's
my
had on polls,
crimes.
but we're way up above the Republicans, and we're way up on Biden.
Well, let's talk about the allegations against
Way
the
up on
Bidens
Biden.
for a minute, because this was something
Way
I
up
don't
in
think.
Obama.
I think that's
when you
literally
ran-
not true. By the way, I think Biden is leading. But even if it is, we are over a year from the next election. You could be in a jail cell by then. So what does it matter what's happening now? Truly, it's a factual statement, but it's like misrepresenting the reality of like we still got 14 months between now and the election.
This statement has been fact-checked by true patriots.
ran against Biden in 2020. I watched you at that presidential debate
Right.
try to raise these very issues that now the House is investigating.
Right.
Why do you think that didn't gain traction?
Well, it's different when it's a Republican doing it and a Democrat.
Oh my god. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. But what does he mean? It's different when a Republican does it from a Democrat when he's talking about because he was trying to raise these salient points during a debate. Apparently about like, oh, what about the laptop? What about the laptop? And what about his crack addicted son? And
But the Democrats still are not investigating that because that stuff doesn't matter.
okay, but also The DOJ
So it's not
literally
different
is, though.
because they're not doing it.
Yeah, suspicious. And also the fact that they are investigating the laptop also kind of...
They've investigated it for like 7 years now.
Well, the DOJ has like a specific committee dedicated to investigating it right now. Like they're investigating both sides of it. Like you can't just say witch hunt, like political prisoner and all that, when it is literally being investigated.
Yeah, the press is fake news. I think I'm very proud of certain things. I've shown
right.
open borders,
Shut
I've
up.
shown crime, I've shown a lot of things, but I've also shown that the press is fake. And
You've shown these things.
if I say something, even if
shown.
it's true, they don't want to talk about it. You know, it's really what they don't talk about more than what they talk about. They don't talk about things. You know this better than anybody.
He's just saying words.
Don't talk about
He's
the
literally...
I don't think.
Everyone talks about like the mental decline of like Biden and saying that he can't string words together. Trump just like re-emphasized the same words over and over again. I think I don't think he's got everything up there, put together either.
Yeah.
With Biden, with Biden's case, it's more like obvious, but Trump's got some deterioration. It's only going to get worse.
I brought it up at the debate. Chris Wallace, who tried awfully hard to be his father, but he hasn't got the talent.
What?
What?
To be Biden's father, but he hasn't got the talent.
What?
The talent.
What happened, Mike Wallace,
doesn't
was
have
great.
the-
He interviewed me actually in 60 Minutes. He actually gave me probably the only good interview he's ever done, meaning a nice interview. He liked me and I liked him.
Yeah, the only good interview. This one fucking sucks here. Fuck you, Megan.
He was a tough cookie, but he was good and a total pro. But Chris will never be that. But at the debate, he was moderating, and I said, "What about the mayor of Russia's wife?" He said,
The mayor of Russia? What? I'm sorry. The mayor
He
of
got
Russia.
he got demoted.
Demoted to mayor of Russia. Russia is my city.
"Mayor of Moscow's wife." Now,
The mayor of Moscow. Okay.
Okay.
So what he's talking about here is how he was trying to interject randomly to things that were not relevant to the questions being asked. I think it was literally while it was Biden's turn to talk, to interject these things, and then Wallace was like, "Hey, it's his turn to talk. We'll go over this when it's your turn to talk."
Yeah.
you have the mayor of Moscow, him, married to a woman. He passed away, left her a vast fortune.
Married
for
to a
being the
woman.
mayor, okay, I mean, this is a nice.
That's
woman.
outrageous.
And she gave $3.5 million to Biden. And I brought that up during the debate, and Chris Wallace said, "This has nothing to do with anyone." Well, now it's the biggest subject. Everyone's talking about it.
Yes, because now it's more relevant.
Yes, because now you're not randomly interjecting.
How do people fucking follow this shit? Like,
I'm just tired, man.
I just want to go to sleep.
And now they go back to that debate, and that debate's getting a lot of look-see.
A lot
And
of
it's a shame
look-see.
that they didn't do it. Chris Wallace,
Unlike this camera angle.
A lot of look-see. What does that mean?
never done what he did. He tried to stifle it. I mean, literally, I was like debating two people. I was actually debating 1 1/4. I would say Wallace would be 1 and Biden was 1/4. But he was just standing there.
Oh, roasted.
Like one. There's like 1 3/5 person.
But I said, the mayor of Moscow's wife gave him $3.5 million. I want to find out
Very
why.
interesting, Trump.
What did he do to earn this money?
Tried to raise
And
that.
they wouldn't do
You
that.
tried to raise China. You tried
China?
to raise the laptop.
Yeah.
You got shut down.
Everything.
They didn't want to discuss it on social media. Got banned on Twitter. The New York Post. All those stories.
He got banned on the New York Post. The New York Post was talking all about that. You can't
Damn.
go. You can't walk outside without seeing a New York Post headline like with something like Biden was gay. Joe really bungled this one, like one of their outrageous headlines.
Yeah.
Let me shift gears and
Obama.
ask you, now that Joe Biden's in the office,
I'm up.
there was just a poll out, 77% of Americans say that Joe Biden at age 80 is too old to be president. Are they right?
No, not for.
No.
No,
Oh,
no, it did
It's
not.
perfect. Great
Yeah.
exuberant young man.
He's
You know
completely
why
shocked.
he's saying this? Like, it's not
Yeah.
because that's true. I mean, obviously it's what he believes, but it's because he's 77 years old and is approaching the eve of 80 years old.
Reason of old, because I have many friends that are in their 80s. I have friends, Bernie Marcus, that are in their 90s and they're sharp as a tack.
I'm not ageist. I have many old friends.
I would say just about what they used to be. No, not old. He's incompetent. He's not too old. He's incompetent. And age is interesting because some people are very sharp and some people do lose it, but you lose it at 40 and 50 also.
At 40 years old, people lose it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like when this guy named Jared Genesis was making arguments for saying that, yeah, I'd fuck an 8-year-old by saying, but I'd also fuck a 1,000-year-old person. Like, age just doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
He's just making this like false comparison. Like, oh, there's also people on the younger side of it too, so you can't really attribute it to age when it's like clearly not the point of why you're saying what you're saying.
Too old at all. He's grossly incompetent. You look at some of the great. You look at some of the great world leaders. They were in their 80s, and they did. I mean, Churchill. So many people.
That's the problem.
You dumbass. Like, Biden obviously, a symptom of him being the way he is, his age. Because if you look at, like, old interviews of him, like, 10 years ago or so, he was, like, his appearance on Veep, you can see him forming coherent sentences. It's clearly because of his age. But he's trying to say, no, it's just...
The issue isn't it just a weird coincidence that even the good ones, all of the world leaders are fucking old as shit?
Yeah. Can you name a world leader out there that is not over 50 years old?
Adolf Hitler, leader of Nigeria.
Nigeria,
Was
yeah.
that?
He defected to there after he was
No,
defeated.
hold on. No, I'm right.
In their 80s.
Namibia. Man named Adolf Hitler wins local election.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
Well, damn.
And how old is he? Sorry, give it a minute. I guess Wikipedia has a while. Damn it.
57.
Yeah, I'm always right about everything all the time.
I was gonna say DJ Khaled.
But if you go back 25 years,
DJ Khaled.
Okay, wait. Listen to what he says here.
If you're not in a position like him, but if you go back 25 years, he wasn't the sharpest tack either.
No, he absolutely was. Even during the debate in 2020, he fucking destroyed your ass like hard. Like it was. He was more cognizant now, and even still, you can't really plead like, oh, this guy's like mentally declined or anything like that. When you're a fucking crazy person, we got Mitch McConnell like dropping off the face of the earth, not once but twice. Like
this isn't a party thing. You are all the problem.
Ron DeSantis has come out to say that 80-year-old
Ron DeSantis, a man that looks like he's wearing a suit over another suit.
President, that if you're the nominee, the GOP will lose age as a cudgel to use against Joe Biden. Does he have a fair point?
Well, if he's the nominee, they'll lose because he's a lousy candidate.
That wasn't the question. Yeah. What? You wanted your video games?
No.
Oh, okay. The glasses wipes. I thought those were DS games. I'm sorry.
Hi,
So,
Amy.
I'd rather take on the age issue. I feel I'm physically extremely good. I feel the same way I did 40 years ago. I mean, I feel as good.
I'm physically good.
I'm physically good? He's not physically good. He looks very top heavy. You can't see. That's why he had to disable the close-up cam because.
Oh yeah.
It contradicted what he was saying.
I've ever felt. Athletically, I'm just about as good as I ever was. I do certain
benched
things. I play golf.
250 pounds.
Win club championships and I beat people that are 25 years younger than me. I hit the ball just as far as I ever.
Sounds like your lungs are disintegrating.
He's saying he's good at golf, so he should be president because he's good at golf.
Yeah. He can beat people 20 years. He can beat people 20 years younger than him. He can beat any 60-year-old that he can find.
To beat them at golf, a highly athletic game that's requires.
You have to like walk on grass. That's crazy.
You don't even. You just drive. 90% of golf is doing nothing. You do like 5. Truly, you.
I want to
only-
say, this is the ultimate test. I want to see Donald Trump and Joe Biden on the court,
the basketball court.
the basketball court.
First to 21 wins. Street rules. 1-on-1. I wish they do shit like that, but they just won't do that. I wish
No,
they
I
get in
wanna
like a Call of Duty lobby and like fucking.
I want to see
wanna
Joe
see-
Biden. Joe
I want to
Biden
see
v.
Biden
Ron
drop a
DeSantis.
kill streak on Trump.
Joe Biden v. Ron DeSantis DDR tournament.
Oh, that would not go over well for.
Both of them would die.
No. Ron DeSantis would fucking destroy him over that.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Well,
think
no,
Donald Trump is.
they're both their issues would be Ron DeSantis like see the game is not American. or
Donald
something,
Trump
and he
is
would
fat.
start doing Sieg Heils and kill himself.
I
And then
think
Donald Trump
Biden
would die.
would beat Trump at DDR because fucking he would fall over doing that shit. I don't think he's a very like you said that he have to do some walking on golf. I don't think he does walking. I think he does the carts. I think the most walking he does in his life is at the Miss Universe pageant awards into the locker rooms. That's about as much walking as he does, but you know.
I want to see Donald Trump FC through the fire and flames on Guitar Hero 3.
I actually think I hit it a little bit further, but
he always needs to like just. I actually think I hit it a little bit further. Like just always needs to edge out. Like they're very fine people, but you know.
Yeah, I'm great at golf. In this way and no way else, I'm just like Tiger Woods.
at this club, there's a big club with a lot of good members, a lot of
You
good
must have
players.
good genes, Mr. President, because you eat.
Oh my God. Everyone that's around Donald Trump, whenever they're talking to him, always like talks him up.
You must have a massive cock, Mr. President. I must
have
say.
superior genetics.
Donald's. I know you love chocolate. You love the Diet Coke. How are you doing that? How?
Well, it's really a parental thing, much more so than I believe in the.
My parents still moderate my diet all these years later from beyond the grave. I communicate with them with a Ouija board, like the man in the first segment did.
I eat my veggies.
I eat my parents.
What was his name? Larry Manilow.
Sinclair.
No.
Larry Sinclair.
Not Clown.
Resource theory.
How could you forget?
Fast horses produce fast horses. You know, I mean, it's a little bit about your parents. My parents were very good. They lived to an old age. My father was.
How old? What if they lived to like the age of like 79 or something? Donald Trump parents. We have Fred Trump and Marianne McLeod Trump.
They both died on September 18th.
Okay. So his mom died when she was 88. And his dad died when... Okay, you know what? I'll give it to him when he was 94. Okay.
Sure.
It also might have something to do with being like one of the richest families in American history, especially in the 20th century. And also Donald Trump being healthy because he has access to literally the best healthcare in the entire world.
Remember when he got COVID and he got hooked up to all those experimental tubes that the government has?
Yeah. And he's like, COVID, it's not much of a big deal, actually. But it's also because I'm a powerhouse and a machine.
It's like I'm a brick house.
Weighs about as much as one, too, so.
He lived old. He lived into his 90s, well into his 90s, and my mother lived quite a life.
Died at the age of 41.
Okay, let's talk politics.
Died at the age of 41, yeah. My mother lived quite a life. He couldn't remember when his mother died.
When did she die?
As of late, recently, we've seen
She
several
was alive.
Democratic lawmakers
Remember that.
speaking out after their cities, including New York, but many others, are overrun by the influx of migrants who have come to the country illegally. They want federal money. They want President Biden to fast-track work permits for these people. They want mostly
God
for these
forbid
migrants
that
to go
they
elsewhere.
get put to work and be able to create a living for themselves and sustain. God forbid. I would prefer that they live off the government forever. God forbid they have a permit to work.
His mom died at the age of 88.
Well, they're going to have to talk up because no country or city or state is sustainable doing this. You have thousands of people. I was in New York.
Country or city or state. Why does it keep cutting to black like this? What is wrong? Fucking. They need to get their shit in order.
Someone drew a penis on Donald Trump's forehead, and they have to censor this entire shot.
Thousands and thousands of people, and they're sitting on the street. They're not even on the sidewalk because there's not enough room on the sidewalk. And you have these beautiful stores that are paying a lot of rent, and they have to sell luxury merch.
Fucking, they're not even sitting on the sidewalk. They're coming to the street because the sidewalk's already overrun with the migrants. And these poor stores that have to sell luxury items to make a living there.
Merchandise, and that goes to the city in the form of taxes and all these other things, and they're not going to be able to stay in business. The money that's being lost in these cities, Chicago, Los Angeles, so now you have the massive crime
that's where
problem
that man met up with Obama.
Oh yeah,
that's where I'm from.
And this is
the
why
economy is flowing over there.
So this is why slavery should be legal.
Whoa! What?
I'm extrapolating here, but like,
we need to put all of these homeless people into like a specific camp.
We should just churn them into meat and
we
sell
should
them.
concentrate them into a camp, even.
Okay.
But when Bronze makes the joke, he's funny.
I see. Double standard.
Vast in Democrat-run cities.
Much like Obama.
You have the
also like he's saying
like
he mentions Democrat-run cities like Portland and Chicago and stuff, but he doesn't mention like Houston or Nashville or Miami or like
or Chicago.
Well, Chicago's Democrat, but yeah, he mentions that. It's weird.
Or the illegal aliens.
Chicago's
many
the
different names.
mysterious
But the illegal
option.
aliens pouring in, going into the city, and it's sad because the mayor of New York, he knows that it's a very horrible thing, and they're afraid to take on the Democrat Party. You know, it's very hard to take on the Democrat Party. Look at RFK Jr.
Illegal aliens. Wow.
Yeah, that's an old ass term.
Yeah.
How did that become a term in common parlance? Is this black shit? Like, this literally happens throughout the entire video.
It's the entire video.
Dog, if it cuts to black screen one more time, I'm done. We gotta stop watching this. I'm not watching.
They're not giving him the vote. I mean, they're saying you have to get a vast number of votes in order to even qualify. They're making it impossible for him. You know, they're essentially rigging the election, which they're very good at. So
They're very good at rigging the election. He's still on this shit. You lost so many lawsuits about that shit with the election and whatnot.
You see, this is just what happens when like a conservative figure falls from grace. They just have to keep saying the things that they always say, because there's no way that they can get back to where they were. So they have to just keep riling up the base that they still have.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
When do we get to talk about Homestuck?
We're talking about Elon Musk now. So Elon.
I think Trump wings up Homestuck a little later into the video.
He does?
Yeah.
God, I did not mean to click on this right now.
Oh God, what is this? Why did everything get blurred out? Oh.
Because you don't have a Fortune subscription.
No.
I love journalism.
Fuck.
Can you yell to Amy and tell her I say hi?
Hi, Amy.
No, tell her I say hi.
Hang on. Siri says hi. Anyways, I found the. I got it now. Elon Musk lives for the drama. That's evident in how he is running X, formerly known as Twitter. What's funny is whenever Twitter gets talked about in the news, it's always referred to as X, formerly known as Twitter, because otherwise nobody would know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. It's always X in parentheses Twitter. Which
But
that's
before
the
he
real
challenged
the real mainstream media corruption, is that they still call it X.
But before he challenged Mark Zuckerberg to a cage fight, before he erected a glowing X on top of the company's San Francisco headquarters, and before he cut 80% of Twitter's staff, he had a heated text exchange from Larry Ellison's house in Hawaii, in which Musk decided he was the fire-breathing dragon Twitter needed.
Okay.
This time, using his extra cash, Musk began purchasing shares of Twitter, the social platform which he posted 19,000 times over a decade. This is such aggravating shit. Aggregating shit. Okay.
I love journalism, man.
I'm just trying to find. God damn it. All right. Musk says he plans to sue the Anti-Defamation League over trying to kill Twitter. So he's going up against the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which I've previously spoken out, derisively against. But they're going out against him because
as soon as he bought Twitter, for some reason, racism and anti-Semitism went way up mysteriously.
Yeah, on Twitter. So they went to all the advertisers for them to pull out. And so he intends on suing the ADL for $22 billion, for half of Twitter's value when it was bought for, which he way overpaid for. No shit Jack Dorsey would sell that shit to you when you're paying it like 90 times what it's worth.
And is now worth 90% less.
Yes. He reveals here that one of the reasons why he bought it was because his daughter was falling victim to the woke mind virus. His trans daughter no longer talks to him. The woke mind virus on Twitter. We need a healthy balance because the other side has just as valid points as we do, right? We need to have a conversation about the validity over, how many genders there are, or if black people are people, like things like that.
Yeah, this is a debate that we need to have.
And one of the things that he says, she acted like all rich people are evil. So I showed her ass by bringing all the racists back onto Twitter. I showed her ass.
By buying an entire social media platform out of spite for her.
Instead of going to therapy, they'll buy an entire fucking social media. God damn it. He said this is a huge win against the woke mob and haters of free speech.
He says as he sues the aid.
Has he ever had a good idea for Twitter?
He hasn't had an idea.
He hasn't had an idea. Because,
throughout his entire career, he has never had a single idea.
He changes it from Twitter to X. By the way, this is an article that came out recently. They still call it Twitter in the title.
Yeah, because X is a stupid name.
No one calls it X.
Because for some reason, Elon Musk's autism makes him really fixated with naming things X.
How many Twitter Blue subscribers are there?
Because he has Twitter X now. He has SpaceX. And he tried to make PayPal into X.
X.com. Okay, so currently there are 444,435 users paying for Twitter Blue right now. So at $8 a month times 12, that means he's making an additional $42 million per year for the website. So in about 1,000 years, he's going to pay back the...
he's doing pretty well then.
Each year he's making $42 million, so he's got 1/1000th of it paid off since then.
What a wacky character. He's really good at buying. He's really good at buying already popular companies and making them worse.
Okay, but with PayPal, when he bought PayPal, well, I mean, he did create PayPal, but it was basically something he bought from the beginning, anyways. He didn't ruin that. That's the crazy thing. Is that
he tried to, but the creators were smart enough to not let him.
I mean, X.com would have... I feel like X.com makes more sense for finance than fucking Twitter. Twitter, by the way. You want to know what makes... You could just make your own website.
You want to know
I
what
think
makes
he realizes that no Twitter alternative is going to take off, so he's like, I'm just going to buy Twitter and make it a Twitter... I'm just going to make it into Gab.com.
Yeah.
You want to know what makes more sense than both a social media being named X and
Killing himself.
A finance website being named X?
What?
A porn site.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
A bottle of cartoon alcohol.
Well, that's what Larry Sinclair's website's for.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are at 2 hours and 15 minutes in. I think we're gonna wrap the show up. Is there
I think we
anything
should
you
watch
wanna-
some Gang Stalkers. I think we should watch some Gang Stalkers.
I think we're good. I think we watched a
Yeah.
lot of Gang Stalkers.
I think I'm
Is-
gonna kill myself, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like that's all we can cover today.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. Please share the stream. Subscribe Thursday. We'll be back. Like the stream. Forgot to tell everyone to like the stream. I keep trying to remember to and I keep forgetting to. Thanks for everyone here. I appreciate all the chats, all the support. And here's to 20 more episodes. Good night.
Good night. So it's time for the hand job?